This week on Doctor Who, the Doctor flies a TARDIS, Yaz companions, we meet Dan, and the Stig appears. This and more on Mad Men with a Box. Yeah. Well, hello, welcome back to Mad Men with a Box. I'm here with my good friends, Jimmy and Professor Pixel. I'm Oz Chris. Flux has happened. But before we even talk about
what the flux was that? It was amazing.
What the flux was that? But before we figure out what the flux happened, we got to fast forward a bit to Chapter 3. We have a title reveal of Chapter 3. What is it, Jimmy? You're the one who showed us this. What is the Chapter 3 title?
It is Chapter 3, Once Upon Time.
Yeah. I could see you figured out there's a hidden message in these chapters.
Yeah.
Very subtle. Would never have picked it up.
I see it right there. One poem.
One poem, yes.
No, it said the secret message is see you next time.
It's a word that is frowned upon everywhere else except Australia.
I
can use it. My co-hosts here can't.
That's right.
I get the pass, they don't.
But I don't know if I like this one. You have another color?
Oh yeah, I have another color if you want it. Yeah, I got another color.
Yeah. Let's see the other option.
Yeah. You don't like green? I got there's purple.
So much better.
Yeah.
And you see, it makes more sense. One pawn I'm. Sorry, tie.
One pawn tie. One pawn. I think that's an 11th. We're getting the 11th Doctor back. One pawn time. One pawn tie.
And also, this title is very fitting for the month that we're in, November. Something to do with peanuts. No peanuts. November. Something like that.
No. It also goes towards like pecans, stuff like that. All of them.
Yeah. Can't have any of them in November, apparently.
Right.
No nutrition November. That's what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
So maybe we were wrong about Chris Chibnall. Maybe he's actually a secret genius.
He's onto something.
Yeah.
No, it's fitting.
Yeah.
I think if we look back on the previous Jodie seasons, they were actually like masterpieces. We didn't have the high enough IQ for them. We needed that Rick and Morty level IQ to understand Chibnall Who.
I'm impressed by it.
Alrighty.
So we have the title. We have the title of Chapter 3. It's
Once Upon Time, which is horrible name if we're thinking about. Give us an A at least.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time.
I kept on when I saw I'm just like, where's the A? This has to be an error.
You know what?
Doesn't make a sense.
I'm going to disagree. I like Once Upon Time. I really do. There's no joke here. my goofing off is ending right here for a minute. This
maybe
I actually
not
really
in
like
a timeline. Maybe they're on top of a timeline.
I mean, it makes sense to Doctor Who. You're getting on time. Once Upon Time. It fits for me.
I don't know. I like the word "come" more. Is that just me?
I think that's just you.
So the next thing, though, Russell T Davies interacted with the fan, and we know who the 14th Doctor is. I am fucking pissed.
Is it my choice?
No, it's not your choice.
I
It's
called
not
it.
my choice either. This is some
Gigabrain here
bullshit.
called it. I knew it.
Chris has a feeling like he already knows.
I know who it is because I effing
He's
called
just
it.
so cool.
I know. That's what I said.
You know,
I suggested that they pick him. He's just so cool.
All right,
Listen,
just show
I
me
gotta
the show.
Nintendo said so. He's just so cool.
I gotta see this, so I'm going to add it, and I'll take a look.
All right.
Okay.
It's Chris Pratt.
Let's go, boys!
This is ridiculous.
I can't believe Russell T Davies casted Super Mario Garfield himself.
Hey, he also played a Lego guy.
He was a Lego guy. He rode velociraptors or something. He's a space master. He's
also in a band called Mouse Rat.
Yeah. He's just so
also,
cool.
The interaction the fan gave after he found out is just, bruh. Man, that is how I feel right now.
I mean, yeah, bruh. What?
This is ridiculous.
I'm just so happy.
I bet you are.
You
know what?
You come in here.
This could have been worse. Okay, this could have been worse.
Here with the joke saying, "Oh, Chris Pratt's just so cool," and it turns out to be get out of here.
Get out,
jerk.
What you did our intro.
Hey. This could have been worse. This could have been Tom Holland. And continue that meme.
We could
I don't want Tom Holland
Murray.
doing anything else.
We could have got Bill Murray, the OG Garfield.
The OG.
The original Garfield OG.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Bill Murray, the original Garfield. You heard it here first. He is the original and only Garfield.
So, all right, that's enough of that bullshit. Yeah, well, on the other news, I picked up from Walmart for $20.
Wally World,
the complete Matt Smith series. So there's 10 DVDs in here, and it is beautiful. You know what I think I don't like about it? The slipcase is the exact same as the interior.
Oh, that's boring. Ew.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, like, give me some pizzazz. Give me, yeah. So, I mean, besides that, I mean, it's cool. I already have the, you know, the David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston box set is just one full DVD thing. They're not split up.
Of course not. He only did like 12 episodes.
Christopher Eccleston, only did like one series. You don't need like 50 DVDs for that.
But it would be cool, like, to have like a complete set, like one complete set per doctor. I think that's cool.
No, that's really cool. Yeah, I actually saw that tweet when you were showing it off. Walmart is trying to get you to get more. Are you getting more?
Yeah. So I posted it on Twitter. I was like, "Hey, look what I bought for $20. Really happy. Blah blah blah, whatever." And like at 12:30, Walmart responds with this like, "Hey, we're happy you like it, Josh. Here's the Peter Capaldi one." I mean, because I did post like saying all I need now is the Peter Capaldi, because technically all I do need is the Peter Capaldi. Then I have the complete set of the complete series box set, whatever. And I was like, "Cool, I'll buy it tomorrow."
Have you bought it yet?
No, because they posted it at like 12:30. So technically, I'm still buying it tomorrow, which is Thursday. It's gonna be Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're going to come back next week, and we're going to ask if you bought it, and if you didn't, it's going to be shame on you.
No, I'm going. No, it's cool because when I bought it, the checkout lady was like, "Oh man, someone else bought one of these things, like right before you," and I was like, "What? Like the same one?" She goes, "No, the older person was on a cover." I was like, "Are you just disrespecting my guy? You disrespecting Peter Capaldi?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Anger management, Josh. Anger management."
And everyone in the store clapped.
Everyone just stood up. It was just, oh wait, hold on. Everyone
you show her.
I got it. How do I stop this?
It's the card. Once
Can't control my creations.
Yeah, so that was my endeavors the past day.
Yeah, I don't have too many Doctor Who interactions, I admit. But there is something important that it's time for us to address, I'm pretty sure, and that is the first episode of Doctor Who Flux.
Yeah, so, not the sister triple X parody of Doctor Who Flux. No, this is the Doctor Who Flux.
They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing.
They want to get those royalties.
Dispel this fiction that the BBC doesn't know what they're doing.
Just trying to get royalties, man.
Sure. But I think since
and a little
graciously introduced us, I want to hear the OZ's opinion on.
Why do you call him that? I want to know why you call him that.
I get that it's supposed to be Aussie, but I just started and
I didn't even think of that. I was actually curious why his name's Oz Chris. Like I just call him Chris, but you call him OZ. Is your name literally because you're an Aussie, so you shorten it to Oz?
Yes.
See?
Oh, man.
It used to be the full thing, and then I shortened it to Oz.
Man, I've known you for a while, and I'd never asked that question.
And now you know. Another thing you can add to your list.
Yes, so first episode, chapter 1, the Halloween apocalypse. What I thought about it, I think a lot of us kind of were thinking, oh no, Chibnall's doing the entirety of this.
No.
Yikes.
You two were thinking that. I saw the trailer and went, this looks good. And you're like, oh, no.
Well, you clapped because, look, classics on Torrens. I clapped when I saw it. But I think
we look good.
Let's just say most of us weren't big on the idea of Chibnall doing the entire season. But surprisingly, hit it out of the park with the first episode. I think this was a good episode. This is one of the much better recent Chibnall episodes. You know, the man who gave us the Timeless Children actually gave us a pretty good episode. It's not the best opener. There have been much better.
No, it's definitely the best opener of the Chibnall era.
Of the Chibnall era, yes, but of like Doctor Who, if we just go with like New Who, it's not the best, but it's still good.
That's like looking in a pile of moth-eaten clothes, and you're finding one pair. Hey, look, these pants can be shorts now.
Yeah, or you sniff it, it's just like it doesn't smell like a lot of mothballs like the other ones.
So. I absolutely agree. I don't mean to step in, but I'm going to say that when I watched this episode, I was waiting. I had this dread in my gut. I was waiting for the moment. When's the shoe going to drop? Huh? It didn't. So obviously, this is a part 1, and it's setting up so much. We had like 6 episode starters in this one episode.
Yeah,
but each one of them's interesting. Even the Division, which seem to be the people responsible for turning the Doctor into what the Doctor's supposed to be now with the Timeless Children. Even that seems kind of interesting about where they're going with it. They're watching over this alien called the Swarm. The Swarm has a connection with the Doctor. Seems like he's trying to seduce her in that one scene. Gets real close. Hey there, how you doing? But I want to know. This is the first time I felt excitement for Doctor Who in what was it, since 2018 or is 2019?
17 was when she came in.
She came in 2017. So 2018, her official start of a season. That's when
we're almost down 5 years now.
I know, and there's been no excitement. I feel dead inside. But this first episode actually felt like Doctor Who.
Yeah, my dad, who has been a Doctor Who fan since Pertwee, he wakes up every morning. Yeah, I know, right? He woke up every morning. He knew when to go to the bus stop because it was right after the early morning Doctor Who's would show. After one episode of that, he'd walk to the bus stop. That's how my dad went to school, was watching Doctor Who. When it ended, walk to the bus stop. He's been a fan of Doctor Who for so long. He quit when Jodie came on because he was like, feels nothing like Doctor Who. He called me on Monday, the day after, and he goes, "What the fuck was that? That was amazing." I was like, I know, I'm surprised too. He goes, "Man, when that Scottish guy," talking about Dan, I was like, no, okay, calm down. But he was like, "When that Scottish guy was rubbing the nose of that dog thing, that was funny as hell."
Yes. Yeah. Oh, when that happened, there was like two weird parts to me. There's the part of me going with the logical thing of like, why is he just so kind of calm and just being like, "Hey, you gotta fix that door." Then the other half of me is like, wait, it's Halloween. He thinks it's a costume. It makes sense.
Yeah, no, it fits. And I can definitely see why somebody would say that. It's surprising just how good this episode is. And obviously, it's a part 1. It's not finishing. But with the way it ended, it's enough to get you excited to continue. And that's exactly how it should be. You should be excited for Doctor Who, what things are leading to, where they'll go. And I'm looking forward to finishing this to its completion just based off of this starter. Obviously, next week, we're going to have to see if it stays good. When I did a trailer reaction with Jimmy, I said, I'm not sure. I mean, yes, it looks like it has a lot of good-looking things, but I don't know if it's actually going to be.
You said it looks okay, but you're going to stay hesitant.
Yeah, but this first episode, it blew me away. Just with how good one episode can totally change how you feel inside watching this show.
I gotta say this. This, even though they were on screen for probably a maximum of 2 minutes, the Weeping Angels were the best I've seen them since Blink. Because they're back to the basic of, they're just scary. All they want to do is get closer and closer and closer until they can feed off of your residual energy. That's it. Send you back in time.
None of this convoluted stuff with like, we're gonna turn the Statue of Liberty into a giant angel. We're keeping this small little apartment area where we're sending people back in time and they're living in the apartment.
No, that's cool. That was cool. I love that idea because it was just a farm for them. I thought that was awesome.
It was fun. I talked about angels take Manhattan. That episode felt like a lot of fun to me, even with that heartbreaking end. I really love that episode. So,
yeah, I can't stand parts of that episode.
The baby weeping angels, though.
Those were awesome. Oh, but that moment that the Doctor shares with River, giving him some of his regeneration energy, it makes me happy every time. I rewatched it the other day just for that one scene, but I ended up watching the whole show.
And that's
but like the cool thing about this, that Chibnall brought him back to the basics, and I appreciate that. And I think there was a leak saying the 4th episode was going to do with like the Angel's Revenge or something like that. So I think
because we have the character of Claire, there's got to be a reason why an angel was after her, or why there was an angel there, and it seemed like she knew it was going to happen. So that's probably it. That if that's going to be true, if that's the 4th episode,
and if that's a thing, that's genius because we're gonna get a full episode of just back to the basics. Angels.
That's what it's supposed to be. I'm sure of it now because next week we got a little teaser at the end. It's you see us on Taran on a horse. So it's that time again. We're taking each of these starters that we have in this episode and following the adventure through. And some of them might be duds. Some of them might be, but they started in such a way that I'm excited. And that's
what makes me really excited. You know what makes me the most, God, I'm so excited, is the fact that we're getting one story and not just a bunch of, it's an anthology basically is what Doctor Who is. But we're getting one story now. And they're setting up so much in this first one that the rest of the show, we're going to be like, okay, how's this going to play and how's this going to do? And it's going to be really exciting because now we can theorize what's going to happen a lot more than what we could with an anthology. And that gets me excited because RTD's coming back. He's probably going to get 10 episodes. And if he stays with that status quo of just one story throughout, I can only imagine how this is going to go because we're going to get something like The Boys, Game of Thrones, like this big scale. Oh, dude, I'm excited.
So I'm actually going to, talk to, but Chris and I were talking. I don't know if we talked about it before we went live or while we went live about Colin Baker. He has a season called Trial of a Time Lord, and it takes place in one major setting. There are side adventures that are used as evidence. This reminds me of that happening in real time. That's really what I'm getting here, and that
was a whole season as well. That was a whole season.
This is a season 2. I mean, it's only 6 episodes, but it's technically
it's less. That was like what 12 episodes. 12 episodes.
Yeah, the Trial of a Time Lord is 12 to 13.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's Yeah, so, and that could be like it's basically what we're getting here.
Yeah, and I that kind of thrills me. At the same time, I don't want to bring this up because I'm in such a good mood. But since Chibnall has come, we've gotten less and less Doctor Who every time, so it feels a little. What we get usually is something that's less. That's poor, but this, like I said, is exciting. So if we get 6 solid episodes, hell, if we get 4 solid episodes, I'm going to be way more satisfied than I thought I was going to be at the end of this.
And you know what's really cool is I really like this. Chris Chibnall is the quintessential fan author, the fanfic writer. He does whatever he wants, big things. But he doesn't think through it all the way, and so it kind of breaks continuity a lot. They were in COVID when they filmed this. COVID times. Lockdown, basically just in Cardiff the whole time. And so that puts them in a box. They get small budget, puts it in a box, and so they can't break out of it. So they have to work their way in it, which I really think that gets your brain working more. Is if you only have a certain set of toys, you're going to find ways to make really creative choices with those toys. Instead of, I can do this, I can do that. No. So with this, it feels like they really dug deep into, here's what we have. Now let's try to make it as interesting as possible. And it feels like we're getting that. And it makes for a better story. And yeah.
No, I see what you're saying. And they're trying to make the box that they have to work in bigger on the inside, as it were. So
hold on.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. But I really, really have this hope in me that we can actually get something good. And you're absolutely right. With less to work with, you have to be very careful with what you're working with and how you're putting it to use. So even if they still have quite a large budget, maybe even more than previous seasons, they're making use of it and telling a story that could be good. And that is what's exciting, because most of the stories we've gotten, they are interesting ideas, but they aren't executed in a way that anyone can enjoy them. So Chris, here, I'm going to go ahead.
You're allowed to speak, Chris.
I'm letting you guys speak. Okay, I'll get into some negatives, because while I did like this episode, there's stuff.
Okay, well, before you go to negatives, let's keep this good positive going.
I'll bring it to negatives, and then I'm going to bring it back into the positives. Okay,
listen,
I'm going to.
He's from down under. He has to bring us down.
Yeah, I'm opposite.
I knew I hated Australia.
While I do get that they are setting stuff up for future episodes, in the context of just the episode itself, a lot of the stuff didn't feel like it needed to be there. Like the the Joseph Williamson stuff, building the tunnels, it kind of really felt out of place until we know what the context is for what is happening with that story. While I did like the Weeping Angel,
a good idea though.
It's a good idea, but like in the context of like, we got two plots of what this episode is. Just going off the episode, not the entire series. The plot of what happens in this episode. You have the Flux and Swarm. Until we get context, the Joseph Williamson stuff has nothing to do with it. It's just setting up something else.
That's why I'm fine with it, is because this first episode is all about setting up the premise of what the next 5 are going to be. And they have to show everything that what this series is going to be, even if it's a small scene here and there. So when it gets brought up later on, it doesn't just look like it's put in.
So here's what I'm going to say to that. I think Chris is right, because I didn't even think about that scene when I was thinking of the episode. It's so small, feels kind of insignificant because it's not connected. When you have Claire come up and then she's chased by a weeping angel after, it's at least set with the doctor at that time because she's dealing with the situation that she has in the episode right then and there. So Claire comes inside. Doctor, you know me. No, you don't. Well, you'll know me soon. Very much like Blink, from the doctor's perspective. If you have, what's her name?
Carey Mulligan.
Sally.
Yeah, sure.
Sally Sparrow.
Yes, Sally Sparrow. If she just comes up to the doctor, that's exactly what this is. Whereas the scene that he mentions, you go to early London and they're digging tunnels. That had nothing to do with the Flux. Like the Sontarans, they brought up the Flux. The Flux is happening.
Yeah, see, that is the best lead up to the next episode, because it's not just like, here are the Sontarans, just because the next episode is the Sontarans. It has something to do with the Flux. They mention the Flux, and it's like, oh, this is chaotic. This is good. It's time we added to the chaos as well. We'll do our own little chaotic stuff while the universe is in shambles because of the Flux. It's like, okay, that makes sense. It's leading up to the next episode, and it connects to the overall story of the Flux and what also happens in this episode. That works, but yeah.
Sorry.
But the Joseph Williamson stuff, until we get the context in a future episode, it just kind of felt out of place with everything else that was a setup for future episodes. But like the Claire thing, that works. Even though it's just her like meeting the doctor, it's kind of trivial, but it works. The Sontaran thing is the best example of that working. The Joseph Williamson stuff with the tunnels,
it's just
not
tossed
really.
in.
I feel like it was tossed in specifically just for people, when we get to that later on, it won't be just like, oh, what's this new thing added on randomly? You could be like, oh, okay, they talked about it earlier on in the show, so now it connects here. We're going to figure it out. But it
could have been done better. It could have been connected better.
Yeah, but I mean, this whole thing, I hate to throw in a nerdrotic thing, but he was so correct on one thing. He said this episode was a lot like a 6-year-old explaining a random story, like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It's quite what this was, and I was okay with it because it's all setting and like premise to what the rest of the thing's gonna be.
I disagree. I really disagree, because this episode, it's where we start out when, other than the I don't know his name, Josh Williamson. I think he said. No, what he just the Joseph one in London.
Ye olde London man.
Yes, ye olde London man. Other than that, everything had a connection, and obviously it's a part 1, so it's leading into other things. I didn't feel like it was a 6-year-old saying this happened and then this happened, and how that connects will be revealed next time I talk to you. No, because that's just
obviously I'm exaggerating.
Trying to belittle the effort.
I said obviously I'm exaggerating, but for the most part, that's how it felt to me. But it was done with craft.
Macaroni and cheese.
Stop. Just stop. So yeah, I really liked it though. The best part about this episode to me, specifically for the doctor, is that it felt like the doctor. It felt like we actually got a doctor here. It didn't feel like, ooh, me, blah blah blah, name drop. Like she's just all over the place, and you're like, no, you're all over the place. Give us like stop it, slow down, give us some character. No, we got some character, and you want to know what makes it best? It happened when she only has one companion. Gives her so much time to really get fleshed out. Can you imagine if they take out?
Well, even Dan doesn't weigh too much on her. You're right.
But the start later on.
I don't know if anybody watched with captions on. Whenever she's trying to say release into the cuffs because they're voice activated and she can't get them to work, she said, maybe I was Scottish at the time, so she says release, trying to be Capaldi, and then she says release, and it says as the Seventh Doctor.
Yeah,
really.
And I could definitely see what they were going for. Whenever I read that, I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
That's dope. I like that. I think that's cool. But I mean, get rid of one character, one side companion, and the Doctor really gets to have some fleshed out moments, and we get to learn that Yaz and the Doctor are kind of butting heads a little bit because the Doctor wasn't like talking, wasn't revealing a lot, wasn't telling her, keeping her in the loop. And now, since there's no other, Ryan and Graham are gone, so she can't really focus on other things with them. She's really just focused on the Doctor. That's going to annoy her a little bit. So it's really good writing right there. Chris Chibnall, man, god damn, where were you the past 5 years, man?
Exactly.
He was there. He just didn't know how to write.
He was just asleep.
Man, I'm just really happy with this episode. Like,
just writing it all.
First time in a while. I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really excited. Can you imagine if they just got rid of one companion? And let's be fair, it wasn't going to be Yaz, so it's obviously going to be Ryan. I don't know why. I just really like Graham. Graham is the shit. So if it was just Graham and Yaz and lowered it, we could have got some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but with how they wrote Graham, they put him into that, oh, well, if I'm not with my grandson, goodbye.
Okay, if they just got rid of Yaz and it was just Ryan and Graham.
I don't like Ryan. I really don't like Ryan.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm not a big fan of Ryan. I'm not a big fan of Ryan, but Graham's not going to be there if Ryan's not. That's
the problem. Yeah.
But I'm going to have to say, with the evidence that I have right now, maybe Yaz was the best choice for a companion thus far, because she has.
I can agree.
And the addition of Dan. It's time to talk about Dan.
Dan the man.
Dan the man.
He's just such a good guy.
So.
I got a video to show you guys. There's a beautiful video. You guys need to follow a YouTube channel. I mean, not a YouTube channel, a Twitter channel called Doctor Who Poop.
Oh, I saw.
This guy just re-edits Doctor Who clips and makes them so bad.
I just saw.
Oh, chapter 3. Dan finally goes some plastering like we were.
Just do a video looking at this guy's Twitter account.
This guy's probably like my favorite.
I like the one they retweeted is like, I'm gonna report you to who, and then it's the guy from here. Council.
See, I told you.
What's the point
of being alive? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking seriously about Dan for a moment, I thought it was all right. All right. A lot of people are theorizing that he's got something going on with him because when he finally gets in the TARDIS, his reaction isn't of shock. It's really like, what just happened? He shrugs it off almost. And then I remember somebody else mentioning something. So basically giving evidence that there's something more going on with Dan than just being Dan.
Dan, so someone posted on Twitter that I was, ooh, that's a smart idea. I don't remember who it is, otherwise I'd give credit. But someone said Dan is an anagram of the word and. which is a very frequently used word of the Master.
I don't.
I don't know. I feel like Dan is just a simple guy. I mean, he's been in space. He was shocked about that. I don't think like seeing like something else is going to shock him at this point.
Yeah.
I think he just quickly got it. It's like, oh, I've been to space. Like,
I'm in space.
What else is there?
I don't know. When Jody said, "Yes, this is my TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside," and he says, "Yeah, I got that."
Got that. You say that. But no, I don't think that's like saying, you know what? The Doctor might be the Master all along, because both the Doctor and the Master are Time Lords, and they both breathe.
Shit, you got a point.
Master coming to BBC.
What if every Time Lord's the Doctor? It's just another time in his life.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's just.
I want you to go sit in that corner.
The timelines are out of sync. They don't remember.
Yeah.
Go sit in that corner and think about what you just said, because that's something that could technically happen now, and I hate it.
I mean, not to that extent. That did kind of happen in an Eighth Doctor story.
Yes.
After the war in heaven, like to save like all of like Gallifrey, he pretty much downloaded all Time Lord like memory and everything via the Matrix into his head. Hence why he was amnesic after the event, because he couldn't contain all of it and still be the Doctor. So he lost his memories. I mean, so at one point he literally was all Time Lords.
Okay, that's a little different. But overall, I have to agree. I think Dan is just going to be somebody simple. I don't think looking into it too deeply is worth it.
I'm really excited. Sorry.
You just get a good idea of what he is from the get-go. He's just a good guy. Normal guy.
Customer. That's all.
He's just really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's Chris Pratt. Come on, like, let's look.
Okay, so yes, I'm really excited for the next episode as well, because the Centaurans, it's called the Centauran War. That for what we saw in this episode of the Centaurans. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Now he goes, "You look disgusting." Okay, no need to dwell on it. No, really disgusting. I loved it. And in that sneak peek trailer for next week's episode, we got the Centaurans going, "Centaur!" But it didn't feel cheesy, because they didn't go, "Hoo, hoo." No, they just one giant stomp on the ground, and it was good. It felt like an actual brigade of like military things.
I don't get why people think they feel like they're cheesy. They've never felt cheesy to me.
It's because it's the old RTD design that I think made it cheesy.
I don't know. I disagree. That mean looking one from the first story they return in, I always took them seriously. I don't know, but I think there's a level of that. But then in this one, whenever they're talking like this and they're saying the flux is coming, check, and it goes on like that for another like 10-15 seconds.
Well, to be fair, that was a slowed down scene, a slow-mo scene.
Was it really slow motion? I didn't see the slow motion. I just saw.
You got me hyped.
I think he's just really on it.
I'm gonna really rewatch tonight. I'm gonna rewatch the episode tonight. So we got figures though of like how many people watched it. Mm-hmm. So in the UK it was 4.4 million, which is higher than the average of last two seasons, which is really good. And in America, oh god, it was so bad. I would guess how many people watched it in America.
If it's really bad, and so it has to be lower than that, let's say
it's going to be under the millions.
You really think it's under the millions? I was thinking like one point something million. I don't know,
Chris.
I'm going to say it's like somewhere in the under a million, so something in the hundreds of thousands, anywhere between 100,000 to 9.
Come on, it's broad. That's broad. Come on.
I mean, I could just say maybe CW ratings, which are like 500,000. Tell us what did the Yanks think?
The Yanks. It's actually lower than 500,000. It was 339,000.
Wow. Ooh. That is really bad.
That's rough.
That is rough.
And you know why?
That's a good day for like Batwoman.
So so the Centaurans coming back. I am hyped. Yeah. And I hated the Centaurans. They were the worst monsters in all the show. But with this design, I love it. I fucking love it.
No, I mean, I look forward to next week. Centauran on a horse.
Yeah.
Isn't it I'm
more intrigued about Swarm. That was the main thing I got out of this.
We didn't even get to talk about the Swarm. We didn't talk about
Yeah, can we talk about Swarm? Actually, before that, I will say I felt like him bringing in his sister, like that little story with like the two couples and then she turns out to be his sister. I felt like we could have gotten more of that then led up to like Swarm finding her and like revealing that she's his sister. I felt like just like, here's the couple. Oh, there's something going on. Next time they're there, husband dies, she turns into his sister. It's like,
hey, keep it in the family, man. Keep it in the family.
I felt like a bit more to that.
Swarm is, and I'm repeating it again, the Swarm was totally making his moves on the Doctor right there. He saw her, he was like, remember our dance throughout time and space, fighting against each other? Oh, yeah.
I'm really hyped. I think, and a fantastic actors in it who's playing Swarm is Sam Spurrell. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's fantastic too. Really happy, like they got a good actor to play the main antagonist, so that's cool. And also the sister, I was like, I know her from somewhere. She is one of the main antagonists in Line of Duty Series 4, I believe, Series 4, which is really cool. So Line of Duty, best cop show I've ever seen in my life, and I don't even like cop shows. It's on Hulu and BritBox if you want to watch it.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that yet. But no, they're fine actors, and I really loved. Not to side note because I know we were discussing Swarm, Dogman, the dog alien,
Carbonista,
the Lumos, something like that.
The Lupari is their species.
The Lupari,
yeah. Man's best friend.
Every Lupari has a human that they protect.
But you tased him. Yes, I have to save his life. Doesn't mean I have to like him.
Like him? No.
It was a good twist. I did like that. It was a good twist. It was like, oh no, it's going to be like, oh no, is this going to be like Tim Shaw again? And it's just like, I picked a human. I have a human we're picked to hunt. It's like, no, it's like they're there to save them. And then it works into the Flux plot because then the Doctor has a way to protect the Earth.
It is two things. The worst design for a monster that we've seen or an alien species that we've seen, except for the face. The rest of the body's horrible to look at. But his face is kind of... Well, look at it. His skin is just hide they bought at the local CVS. It's kind of... Or CVS or Joanne Fabrics.
It literally is, Mom, can we get Chewbacca? No, we have Chewbacca at home.
Right.
Yeah, and the second thing is Chris Chibnall told us how he came up with the design. Did you guys see that?
No. How did he come up with the design? Was it literally just, I watched Star Wars?
No. He goes, I got the idea from owning a dog.
Wow, you got the idea for a dog alien from... Owning a dog?
Chris, maybe sometimes just don't open your mouth. Wait,
and like
we're appreciating that you did a good job with this episode. Don't ruin it.
You know, that's like saying that's like Stephen Moffat saying, I got the idea of statues that move from watching statues. Don't say the obvious. We know what it's based on.
I was going to say, did you guys want to rate this episode?
Yeah,
sure. Let's
like,
this
out of 10. Out of 10. Out of 10, what would you give the Halloween Apocalypse?
You go first, Jimmy. You go first, Jimmy.
No, you go first. Oh.
No, you.
All right, Chris, you're up.
Fine. I would give this and this is going from my personal opinion, and then also kind of comparing it with other season openers, and then also comparing it with previous Chibnall episodes, particularly the Jodie era. I would give this a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's good. It's a much, much better episode than a lot of the Chibnall stuff. There's some stuff I didn't particularly like in the episode, but overall, it got me interested. I want to know about the Swarm, even though I hate the Timeless Children stuff. We're delving into that, and the Swarm actually kind of interesting. I do like the whole fascinating. You don't have any memory of me. It's like I'm from your past. It's like we've fought many times, but this time I have the advantage. It's like the Doctor is going up against someone that she has faced before, but she doesn't remember because it's from a past she only just discovered.
It's really cool because like he's. I think we assume he's bringing the Swarm. He's the one causing it.
The Flux.
Yeah, the Flux.
He's fluxing it up.
He's flexing shit up. It was crazy. The Flux came and it's causing so much havoc, and the Doctor even whipped out the time vortex. It did nothing, and that gets me to believe. That the time vortex, some flux actually went into it and went to different places throughout time and space. And that's what's causing the whole flux to...
You know, that's not a bad theory. You know, but going into the rating, which is what we're doing.
Sorry.
I'm going to actually up that. I'm going to 8. This is an 8 out of 10. It isn't like it's greater than any Doctor Who episode of all time. No, but it's actually a Doctor Who episode. And while we've mentioned some of the flaws with it, the flaws aren't outstanding enough to take me out of it. It's not something that's weighing me down. It's not making me think, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Why do they think they can do this? I really love this episode, and I'm surprised by that. And so 8 out of 10, that's what I'm going to say.
I'm going to have to agree. It's an 8 out of 10 because not alone... It's everything you guys said, but it's also, think about it. We just came from possibly the worst season of Doctor Who in the history of mankind. Past 2 seasons were possibly the worst seasons of Doctor Who in the history of mankind. And the first episode of this, we're giving it 7.5 to 8s. Man, the progress that they came with just, to be fair, it wasn't just a year. They had 2 years off to work on it. So, I mean... took a bit, but we got around. It's the most, they're getting the most achieved award. So good for them. They really jumped the gun. The most, what's the award called? Like when you do better than you did before. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Most improved?
Most improved award. That's what Chris Chibnall's getting.
Yes.
We'll see.
But we will take it away. If it drops,
we'll take it away.
If he plucks it up,
I'm going to be hesitant. I'm going to be hesitant with the remaining 5 episodes because this is only the first episode of a 6-part story. We need to see how the rest goes.
And the Division is a big part of the Timeless Children.
Yeah. So
you don't have to remind me. I know. Okay.
I'm just being happy for right now, people. I am happy right now. Nothing will take it away from me. Unless...
So we're going to wait and see, okay?
That's right.
Hopefully,
and that is our review.
We can hope. There's a little bit of us that hopes that Chibnall can keep swinging it out. But if he does drop it, we will call it out. We will say, this was bad. What the hell? Come on. You did good at the start, and then you dropped it. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see till those episodes come out.
Yeah, okay. So this is Scenes from Ahead, Doctor Who style.
Jeez.
And so this week, what we were just talking about, this one is going to be the rejected Doctor Who TV spin-off shows. Did you guys... Okay, so there's another one that they did with Ryan. It's Ryan Does the Tour de France. Ryan's YouTube original.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got... here's one. It's a TV movie, though.
Okay.
Brokeback Captain Jack.
Well,
Isn't that just Torchwood?
Instead of Torchwood, it was My Wood. And his sexual exploits throughout time and space.
Also, another spin-off. It obviously didn't work because who cared? Class. I know that actually happened, but I just wanted to make fun of Class.
I saw another one. It was Pimp My TARDIS.
Yo, it's your boy Exhibit, and we're gonna pimp this TARDIS out. You see, you don't have the stereos in this TARDIS. We're gonna pimp them out with the best stereos ever. Also, top of the TARDIS, we added a fish tank.
You know, one rejected series is Girls Still Waiting, and it was just Amy growing up, waiting for the Doctor.
Oh, this one was a reality one for Doctor Who. 13 Lives and Counting.
I know another reality one they were thinking of doing. It was it was Real Housewives of the Doctor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Oh.
This one starring Carvanista, because, you know, he's a dog. So, The Game of Bones.
I feel like that's already a porn parody of Game of Thrones.
Carvanista and the Venga Boys.
My favorite one is they were thinking of doing a parody with the Daleks. You know, of Muppets Take Manhattan with Daleks Take Manhattan, and you just paint them green, and they're singing all of the songs in there.
Similar to Total Dalek Island. And it's just from the asylum. And they're voting who gets to be put onto the asylum.
I love it. I love it.
One spinoff I heard about was between after Bill ends up with her puddle lady, The Fault in Our Star Eyes.
Because now she's a Cyberman. Bill the Builder. So this was a Nat Geo, so National Geographic one. Nardal on Narwhals.
Going to be a mini-series. They didn't have a lot of options. It was going to be called MasterChef, starring the masters and showing their culinary skills.
This was called Doctor Who Hot Takes. Let's go.
Leak about the next Doctor. I heard it's going to be played by a person.
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
Yeah.
That can't be.
Again.
It's not, dude, that's not true. Women aren't people.
You can't keep that in there.
While we're at it, only Daleks can play Daleks, okay?
I know, right?
We need mutant, cyborg-like squid creatures in metal casing, okay?
So, you know what they're doing? You know what they're doing? They're putting people in it. Guess what? A Dalek is not your prom dress.
When am I going to see the Sigma Cybermen, okay? Chris Chibnall is actually a good writer. Mark Gatiss is a good writer.
The Sixth Doctor's coat? It's good. It's styling. It's odd. It's beautiful.
It looked like a Jew during Auschwitz times made that.
Right on back to Hitler jokes. Okay.
We got Hitler again, guys.
It all leads back to Hitler.
Three in a row. That's going to be a
3 for 3, baby.
I preferred when the first Doctor was sexist. Pretty based.
The Doctor should have screwed Amy at the end of Flesh and Stone.
Oh.
The Doctor knows how to wipe memories. How many people has he?
Oh No way! Stop!
Oh no!
Hashtag who to. Me who? Me who?
Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of Mad Men with a Box. Our thoughts on Doctor Who Flux, the first episode, the whole apocalypse. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one. Could be about episode 2. Could be a different video entirely. Who knows? Timey-wimey stuff. Anything is possible with this channel. You can check this all out. Yeah, next week. Yeah, next week. It could be next week. Could be next month. Could be tomorrow. Who knows?
Just end the video, Chris.
I was going to plug all of your stuff. Make sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And make sure to check out Professor Pixel and Jimmy and myself at our respective Twitters, YouTubes, etc. Thank you all for watching. In the
description down below.
In the link in bio. Buy that merch. No, we don't have merch. We're not that big or rich. We don't have money to spend. I mean, Pixel can't even pay for StreamYard, so that's our financial.
Shit! Damn!
Oh, yeah, throwing me under the duck. Wow.
Now you'll find that Jimmy is under the duck.
That's why I put him over there.
But that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I guess we will see you all next time.